Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Master Heart family. It's great to see everyone today. You're going to love this time together. It's going to be magical for all of us. If you just ask to look for the gold, if you will, you'll see it. Ask for what you want. That's a great thing. I would suggest you'd even write that down is I want to see what I want. If you don't direct it, then you'll just kind of get life by default. And so you want to identify what you want. So you're going to love this session. We're going to love this session together. And we're going to share more miracles and just the amazing and wonderful things that are happening in our lives to uplift us, to lead with heart. And we're going to receive more answers and solutions. There are always answers and solutions. It's just that most people aren't pointed towards the answer and solution. They're pointed, I always like saying, I'm pointed over here on what I don't want and with the problem or whatever. And so you just need to turn your focus to what you do want. And so that's why I turn my focus to all you divine beings, because you're all what we all want, and just wonderful, kind, loving, great people. And then we'll talk about some other wonderful things. But let's start today with what's going on. Hey, Carrie, what's going on with everybody? What's the good news to share? What's going on with you? What's up?
Well, Dr. Hank, I'll go.
All right, Robin. Hey.
It's so wonderful to see so many people.
Yeah, isn't it great?
It's awesome. Well, so I have been doing a morning miracle for some time now, but I wanted to step up my game, and I was, listening to Dr. Hank, and so for me, I have to listen to him over and over and over again, and then it sinks in, right? But so last week, my goal for August was in my morning miracle to spend 5 minutes just sitting there listening to my favorite song and just saying affirmations from my heart. But I was saying them out loud. And I'm in my favorite spot in my patio, and I'm just listening to my music and saying affirmation after affirmation, what I want, what I appreciate, all the gratitude I have in my life. And then I'd look down at my timer, and I still had time to go for 5 minutes. So I would keep going. And I did that for a few days. And then I was texting Dr. Hank, well, is that good? Should I extend my time? And he said, yeah, extend it to 10. He said 10 minutes is good. So that was double the time, but I did it. And then like today it just went by so fast, 10 minutes. And I was just, I really got into it, saying everything that I want, and I was feeling it. And just, that my husband is retired, and he's in his shop, and he's building things all day long. And we have a 5-bedroom home, and, all my kids can come home. And we just have it. I was going on and on and on. Yeah. So that has really, really helped me. And then this morning, I had to go get blood work done. And I heard these two ladies talking about, a certain thing, and I could help them with my product. But it was really the first time I wasn't even nervous. Wow. I really wanted to lead with heart. And I asked them, well, I heard your conversation. I'm so sorry about that. Tell me about that. And they told me about it. They went on and on. And then I said, well, I can help you. I have a solution for you. And they were so excited because I wasn't even nervous. And really, that was the first time I wasn't nervous.
Yeah.
It was truly amazing. And I think it's all because I'm on my patio every morning, just going on and on. So thank you, Dr. Hank.
Yeah, well, that's just amazing, Robin. And you brought up so many great points that all of us can take note of. And so the first thing is that you said, in the morning that I think the miracle morning that you do, I call it the joy shop. And basically, and any of you that want the joy shop, it's really, see, we're the creators of our own experience. We have to do the asking, which means we have to do the thinking. And what I love is that, Robin was very deliberate and became a deliberate creator and started saying, and all those things she was saying about her husband retired and everything, those are her desires. Those aren't necessarily what's in front of her. And we kind of want to watch out what's in front of us, because what's in front of us is really old news. It's the accumulation of our thought previously that has answered, wanted whatever thoughts that we were having. So I love that you did the miracle morning, the joy shop in the morning, and being intentional. You also said you had your favorite song on. And what a great way to raise your vibration. This is about raising our vibration. So think about, hey, first thing in the morning, I'm going to be really deliberate and start thinking about the things that I want, start appreciating the things that are happening in my life. And that's the second thing. And then the third thing is to pre-pave my day the way that I want it. And so if you got music behind you, and just kind of doing that'll get you going. Also, Robin said she's saying her thoughts out loud. She used the word affirmations, and what affirmation? It's just these thoughts. It's my thoughts, and my thoughts are all powerful. I can mold the energy that creates worlds into whatever I'm thinking about. And so most of us are thinking 80% of the time about what we don't want. But here is the way to change this. We're back to I'm facing and thinking about what I don't want. And now I'm going to start facing and thinking about what I do want. I'm not going to face what's happening right now because, again, it's just old news. I don't care what my bank account is, if a person said no or whatever. And then the final thing I want to comment on with Robin is, and it really impacts all of us, that this fear about sharing our talents. We're told in the Bible to share our talents. The fear of sharing our talents, the fear of talking to people, of sharing it. And Robin said, and Robin's over 21 years old now, that that she, has said, hey, for the first time, I was comfortable. I was just leading with heart. And for us to just be comfortable, and you may ask, why am I nervous to talk to people? I used to be nervous to talk to people. And why is that? And it really goes back to our upbringing, and people meant well and everything, but it's don't talk to strangers. Well, those two people that Robin talked to were strangers, and when we were told about strangers when we were young, they had the vibration like saying it to us like we would die if we talked to strangers. So we don't want to die, so thus that belief went into our subconscious mind. It's done unto us if we believe, and so it's there, buried. And the question is, well, how do I get that out of there? And the answer is, don't worry about getting it out of there. What you want to focus on is think about what you want to do. I want to share the good news about my offering, my services to everybody. All of us can build an empire. If you want to build your business, all of us can build an empire right in our backyard. Everything is literally right under our nose. And I can't tell you how many people that I've helped grow their business by them just being in a state of allowing and looking for where is the opportunity, instead of thinking, so we can only think about one thought at a time. So what are we thinking? Are we thinking, oh, I'm afraid to speak to that person? Because when you do speak to that person, your fear will show up. And those people won't like you. And if you say, oh, I don't want to be salesy, they're going to answer you right away. Oh, you're so salesy. Why? That's what you're thinking about. That's what you're asking for. So instead, just change it around and say, you know what? I want to lead with heart from now on. I want to just love my neighbor. I want to share the good news and whatever. We all have talents. To start out with, share the good news of who? You. You're beautiful. You're lovely. You can provide so many things to any and everybody, but you can't if you're faced thinking about what you don't want. Like, oh, I might sound salesy, or they might not like me, or whatever. We don't honor the God of other people's opinion anymore. We're brought up to honor our parents' opinion and what they said. And they were only saying the things they said to make them feel good. So literally everything they told you was to help them feel good. And it's all good. And, there's nothing wrong or anything with that. It's that, why don't we stand tall now and stop honoring the God of other people's opinion and start honoring God's opinion? Because what happened with Robin is afterwards, she was flying high. Her heart was singing after she was able to share the good news with these people. She helped more people. She served more people. Why? Because she didn't let that little stinking committee in the way, talking about, oh, I don't want to be salesy and they don't know me and this is a stranger and blah, blah, blah. Instead, she just led with heart and shared the good news. Amen. Yeah. Your thoughts about that?
Yes.
Dr. Hank.
Yeah. Hey, Dr. K.
One thing that really impacted me last time was to allow things in my life. And I sit down, and when I do a ZipRecruiter, for instance, I pray about that person, and then I say, I allow this person to be in my organization. And it makes a difference. That's all there's to it.
Yeah.
So we have to allow ourselves to speak to others. We have to allow them to join in with us. And that was very impactful for me.
That's so powerful. And what a beautiful, and see, what we're doing here together is we're expanding thought and feelings beyond where they've ever been before. It literally puts the eternity into everything, us and humanity and God and all that is. But I allow this person into my team. I've never heard those words positioned in that way. But for us to say, yeah, I'm going to allow them, because in essence, the only reason why we don't have more members of our team or whatever the situation is because we disallow. Okay, we were afraid about what they might think. We were afraid to share with them. We were afraid that we didn't have enough. If we're thinking all these things, again, on the unwanted, it's impossible to get the wanted. I can't be asking for what I don't want and expect to get what I want. And so for us to turn and say, yeah, I'm going to now, and then Dr. K said it beautifully, is I'm going to now allow this person to come into my organization. Yeah. We're the creator of our own experience. We do that. There's nothing working against you. There's no karma. There's no nothing. The only thing is ourselves. And what part of ourselves? Our lower self that I call the committee. And as we get rid of this committee, and again, not by paying it any attention, simply instead thinking about what we want. And that I love sharing the good news. I love allowing people into my organization. I love allowing more money into my bank account. We're the ones that disallow it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other thoughts?
Dr. Hank.
Yeah, Joey.
Yeah, I everything you just said there. It's funny, even when you said that, Kenneth, about allowing. It started for me by stop blocking. It started in that avenue. And I noticed about a week and a half ago, I started doing my morning rituals, things like that. And I had a structure to it. And I do A and then B and then C. And I was doing it over and over and over in that order. And, it just becomes mundane. You know, I could speak my vision through the words of it and just do it over and over, the repetition of it and stuff. And I understand the importance of repetition, but so I came up with this thing of I really want to break through another level. And so what I started doing is there's certain things I'll do, you know, like a couple of things you've taught me. There's certain things I'll do every morning, but I don't do them in the same order, and I don't do it in the same chair, and I don't do it with the same cup of coffee. And but I allow that time to come upon me based on what worked yesterday doesn't mean it's going to work the same way today. So what is today open? And it's really opened doorways up. So one of the first things I noticed is when you talk about that, you know, we either focused on what we want or what we don't want, but loving all of that. I've been loving when something shows up of what I don't want, because it instantly diverts me to this direction. I go, thank you. This is what I want. And it's almost, without that, it would just be stuck in there. And it's just led to so many things. It's led to no longer seeing the world through my eyes, through my, you know, my physical eyes, where I'll just sit and I'll close them, and then I can see clearer, and I can see the truth of the reality of my vision and what I want, and what, you know, not the how so much, but just what it looks like in that end form and how it's easy and comes about. And in doing that, I got onto another track. It's funny, but I got onto another track of like experimenting and playing with that. I own the power to create coincidences in my life. Yeah. That every time that how comes about, it does so in a way that I can't formulate up here, but it comes about in a way that's just absolutely amazing. And so I've been leaning more into that and just really just allowing those coincidences, you know, no longer blocking those coincidences from showing up. And just so many amazing things are happening, whether it be money, whether it be business opportunities, whether it be expansion of talking to somebody. And then without me even knowing they can do this, I'm opening up a door to me talking to a guy that's on national television down here in South Carolina and wants to bring me out for an episode or something. And it just opens that doorway up. And it's like, I have so much fun. The only time I don't do is when I'm driving down the mountain, where I just kind of close my eyes. And I want to get to the point where I can maneuver through the track, you know, at 50 miles an hour. But seriously, it's like just I find so much more time in my day now where I can just close my eyes for a minute and see the truth of the reality, that what my human eyes are seeing isn't truth. It's just helping me to build more of that truth most of the time.
Boy,
so it's really amazing.
That's so beautiful. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's as though we have, like horses have those blinders on, and our beliefs have prevented us, it's done unto us as we believe, has prevented us to see the world the way that it really is. It's a beautiful world. And so one way to look at this is to just tell yourself, you know what, I'm taking the blinders off, and I'm going to put those rainbow glasses on. And, you know, I just have to share this one story. It happened yesterday to me, that I have a 7-year-old grandson and a 3-year-old granddaughter. And so most people, I'll start with what the topic was about, and it was about having a zit. So I had a zit on my forehead, okay? And I really don't care about that. In fact, I just allow it. And this has really everything to do what we were, but a very specific example on how to allow it. So I just allowed that. And I went like, gosh, I love this. I'm like a 12-year-old. You know, that I'm getting zits, you know, and so I just have fun. So I don't know, most people, or a lot of people I know, you know, will try to hide the zit, or, you know, get rid of it, or not show up someplace because they have that, whatever. And so yesterday morning, I went and saw my grandchildren. And my little granddaughter, she had been going on vacation, so she hadn't seen me for a couple of weeks. And she comes running up to me, and, you know, she's only a couple of feet tall, and she gives me a big hug around my legs. And she goes, "Oh, Grandpa, I just love you." And she looks up to me and she goes, "You got a boo-boo on your forehead." First thing she says after, "Oh, I love you." And she looks at me, and, you know, just the innocence of that. And then, you know, most of us won't say with somebody, or, you know, whatever we've been taught, that's implied, you know, whatever. And so I immediately just smile and I go, yeah, I got a zit. Okay. So because I didn't hide it or, didn't show up or whatever, and I said, yeah, I got a zit. Now, I don't know, but I don't think at 3 years old, she really knows what a zit is, but it's just a funny sounding word. So she starts giggling away. And my 7-year-old starts giggling away. And the three of us are just doing belly laughs over Grandpa Hank has a zit. And it's all just because of, this. And I just allowed me to have a zit. And then I said, yeah, that's because, I feel like I'm 12 years old and usually at that age you get zits. And they're laughing. And all of a sudden little Ava, the 3-year-old says, okay, because I said, yeah, we're getting younger and younger. And she looks at me sternly and she goes, but remember, I'm the youngest, and she's the youngest in our family. She wanted to make sure that I wouldn't be any younger than her and become the youngest, So we just were in this fantasy playland and just had a great time over a zit.
Dr. Hank, that's interesting that you said that. My youngest granddaughter's 10. Yeah. And I've had problems in the past with acne, terrible. Yeah, sure. And all of a sudden I had a zit on my cheek. Yeah. And she looked at me and she said, Papa, where does that come from? And I said, that comes from being a teenager. And she looked at me so funny. She says, yeah, but you're 74 years old. And I said, maybe outwardly, but inwardly, I'm a teenager and my teenager is coming out. That's exactly what it was. Wow. Great. It was great.
Yeah. See, it's all a matter of, we took the blinders off.
Yeah.
We looked at everything as a blessing. And when we start seeing, instead of judging it and comparing it and doing all this, why don't we just all go have fun? Why don't we enjoy life? Why don't we allow the goodness of life to come to us? Because God has in this world everything we want if we ask for it. But also, there's something we don't want. And if we're asking for that and we're focused on that, we're going to get more of it. You can change people, you can change circumstances, you can create your life the way that you want it. You have the power to do that. And it's real easy. Just being deliberate in the morning. We talked about doing the joy shop and, I have somebody that I'm helping. They said, I need to meet with you 3 times a week now because, after I meet with you, it lasts for a couple of days, the magic happens and then it kind of goes back to the way it was before. And it's like, whatever whatever we need, but we each have the power on our own to be able to create our lives the way that we want it. Beautiful. Other thoughts, comments?
I have one.
Yeah. Hey, Victor.
Hi. I had a week of just kind of cleaning and getting things the way that I wanted, as far as just my life and making things a lot easier for me. And so after I kind of got done with that, I was thinking about, well, I guess I'll relax and watch a movie. So I looked on Netflix and I saw The Wiz. So I was like, wow, I like to see that again. Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, all those, superstars, icons. And so as I was watching it, things started to come to me. And after I finished, I thought of meaning and things that I get. So I don't really like to watch stuff just to watch it. I watch it for the meaning, something that brings more to me as a person. So when I was thinking about Diana Ross, she wanted to go home. Then with the Scarecrow, he wanted the brain, and then the Tin Man wanted a heart, and the Lion wanted courage. And so they went to the Wiz, and I was thinking of those things, like when we want stuff, we kind of people to kind of validate us and to kind of lead us in the right direction and kind of just do things for us. And what I got from it is that, we already have all those things, the home, we are the home, we have the heart, we have the courage, and we have the brain. It's already inside of us. We just
Yeah.
have to know that we have the courage and that we have the smarts and we have the, and once we know that we have those things with our heart, we'll give, and with the brain, we'll give in a loving way. And then we'll have the courage to do things that we want to do, as the person was saying, and I apologize for not remembering your name, about having feeling some type of way about going out and meeting people. So we have that courage, but we have to kind of look inside of us to find that. And it's just right there. But we do have the courage to stand out and do what we want to do. We have the heart to love. We have the brain to make the decisions, but we are taught sometimes that we have to look to others to kind of find it. Well, depending on our age, we have all the knowledge and the gifts that other people have given us, but we have to decide which one worked for us and which one was just not a saying. That, there's different things that people say to kind of make better, and then they pass it on to us, and before you know it, it's what we kind of believe in, and it's truth. But the truth is that we have all the things that we really want inside of us, which is our home.
Absolutely, Victoria. That we have it all, and some people will ask, well, how do I get that heart? How do I get that knowledge? How do I have the courage? And the answer is, again, simple, that it's you ask for it. And that most of us are asking for, I don't have the courage, I'm nervous to do that. And so thus, you won't have the courage. You'll be nervous. And so you don't have to listen to that chattering voice anymore. That we can all rise up and say, hey, I got it all. And, with God, all things are possible. And this is where we can go to our higher power, to to God, the universe, that we literally, what I, call a divine intelligence, that we can tap into it all. And all we have to do is ask and then allow it. And again, that's why 5 steps to creating, and we only need to do 2 steps of the 5. And just as a quick review for some newer people, that, it all starts with our thought, our asking. Those thoughts turn into feelings. And Joy brought feelings up when he was saying, and I kind of got bored doing it kind of the same way. If you're not energizing what you're thinking about, I mean, let me tell you, after my joy shop, and I start saying, and I want to smile more today, and I want to love more today, and I want to be happier, and I want to have big laughter, belly laughs, and I want my heart sing today. I mean, I jump out of bed and I'm so excited about life and just can't wait to do it, because that's the only thing that I allow in. Is the glory of God, the greatness, the amazingness that we are with our higher power, versus listening to that little chattering box, which it could be termed also the devil, if you will. The only thing working against us is that little chatter. So step 1 is our thought, and it goes immediately to emotion. In fact, I happen to have the book, one of my books, Think, Feel, and Grow, and it's about this. And for us to, there we go, and for us to be able to embrace this feel and really feel what we want, and not be taken by fear and take us away from what we desire. And in step 3, that emotion that we have created is like a signal that goes to the kingdom within us, to God, and God instantly, our higher power instantly receives our prayer and answers it. So all our prayers are answered. But people say, but Dr. Hank, where's the money in the bank? I've been asking, where's the relationship? Where's the whatever? And where it is waiting on us to allow it. So step 4 is to allow this, like Dr. K was saying, to believe this, that you can ask for it and have it. And the only thing in your way, it doesn't matter how the person is, what the circumstance is, you have the power to make the magic happen in your life. And so I would write that down. And I want the magic to start happening in my life now. And it will. All you need to do is that emotion. And when you do step forward, when you allow it, you believe it, and you expect it, then you'll receive it. Ask and you shall receive. And that's the magic formula, the easy formula. And we only need to be thinking about what we want, step one, and then allowing it, believing it, and expecting it, because the Father will do the work. We don't have to sweat it anymore. We don't have to work hard anymore. We just need to ask for the miracles to start flowing in, and then it will. So thank you. Yeah.
I'm talking a lot today. Forgive me.
And we love it.
Faith, the Bible says faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
Yeah.
But faith, actually, I was taught when I was in the seminary, faith is an action step. It's the ABCs. It's an action based on belief sustained by sure confidence. That's what faith is. I have faith that God is going to give me exactly what I ask for. I have faith that I can, through my power, allow it into my life. I have faith to expect it because it's an action step. We must make an action step in order to do it. And that has changed a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, beautiful. And I love that faith. And then two key words there I think you used was belief and confidence. And, to believe it and to be confident that, yeah, it's going to be here. And so we can all do this too. And just do a little, what, many would consider a little simple thing. Everything is actually just a miracle for us, to include the contrasts, the things that don't happen, that we don't like, and don't want. The zip is a miracle to me because I made it so. Everything can become a miracle. Everything can become a blessing. But it all depends on how we look for it. So that's beautiful. Thank you, Dr. K. Yeah. And on that whole idea about that, it's the unseen, right? It's what's within you. And Joy was saying, within you, that what you see in your mind's eye will appear in your life, as long as you're just thinking about that and not the opposite of that. Beautiful. Other thoughts, comments? What's going on?
Yeah, Dr. Hank, I got something.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know who. Oh, Carolyn.
Hey,
Mine hopefully will be quick. Kind of follow up to what we talked about last week, I guess. Let's go big, right?
yeah.
And it really flows or follows what you're saying. I decided I was going to write out, I'm going big, right? I want to set my goals. I'm going to go big. Then I thought, well, is this too big? I mean, is it realistic? And so I wrote it out and I broke it down. To achieve that, I broke it down by each of my companies, and I got to get here and here and here. And then what I tried to do, I started thinking about it. And when I think you can have the thoughts, but you got to feel it too, right? You got to feel what it's going to be like when you get it. And so I started really focusing on trying to feel that. Well, the next day, one of the businesses, I just haven't had a chance to do anything with it for the last couple of months. I've been too busy with other things. And I think the last time I really spent some time in it was maybe in February. And I had a candidate that wanted to join our team and was perfect. I mean, I was so excited, and then disappears, just absolutely disappeared. I couldn't get in touch with her, wouldn't respond to anything. So, I just moved on. But so the very next day, I get an email from her, and it says, Mike, I don't know if you remember me, but I am interested in getting started now. When can we talk? And I'm thinking, this is unbelievable, right? Here I am. I'm imagining it's, and I'm feeling what it's going to be like to attain that goal that I set, where I want to be. And out of the blue, I mean, I didn't reach out to her. She reaches out to me, 6 months later almost. And it's all these things that you're talking about. Let's go big. Let's feel what our thoughts are, because if we can start feeling it, we'll raise that vibration, that frequency, and we'll start attracting those things that we really want. So anyway, I just wanted to throw
That's
that
awesome.
story out there.
That's awesome, Mike. Yeah. And that's where you allowed it. It's as simple as this. And, you decided to allow it. And then the business, started to flow to you. Just need to allow it. You can't be thinking about, oh, that person, I'm upset about that person didn't, get back to me. That it's like, hey, I love where I got with that person, and then just start thinking more about the unseen, but what you want seen in your life. And God can go as big as you can. So how big are you going to go? How big are we going to go, folks? How big? And have fun doing it. Okay.
Hopefully.
This is all fun. Yeah.
I think we're gonna go all the way. I just had a little brief comment about the horse blinders. I think of them in a very different way. They're not blinders, they're focusers. They're keeping their eyes directly ahead.
Yeah.
So that they can only see what's in front, and they keep all the distractions out. So for me, the horse blinders have been like a good thing to think about, because I tend to go all over the place.
Yeah.
And I sometimes need that direct focus. They can't see behind them. We don't want to see behind us. We only want to see what's in front of us and what we, so it all kind of blends in. And that just struck me. So I wanted to share that. So
yeah. And for sure, we want our focus. And we were just using blinders as far as some of our beliefs don't serve us. And so they block us away from focusing on what we do want. And so because I don't just want to go forward and real focus and end up in hell. But as long as I got my beliefs right, then we could put on those blinders and just focus on that and not focus on the noise. And the noise are other people's opinion. The noise is the committee. The noise are the things that we don't want, the contrast that has to happen. We have to have things happen that we don't like in our life in order to birth what we do want, in order to have a brighter future for us. And so that's why it's a blessing. Everyone is a blessing. Everything is a blessing. My 7-year-old grandson, again, yesterday, that he's trying to do this monorail from, Epcot. He's got a little Disney World and Epcot and the whole upstairs going everywhere. And he asked me to help him with 2 of the monorails. And so I went up there and I helped him. I realized he was missing 2 parts. And I said, hey, you're missing 2 parts, and I will just buy some more parts. And he goes, no, you can't do that. And he gets all mad. And I said, hold on. There's never, ever anything to be mad about. And he looks at me like, wow, really? I said, yeah, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy you a whole new monorail set that's going to have the pieces that's going to hook these monorails. So he went from mad to happy. And, it's those type of, that's what we want to teach our children and our children's children, that there's nothing to be upset about. There's nothing to fear, to worry about. That all there is, this is a beautiful world if we direct our focus with blinders on the beautiful world. So thank you, Carolyn. Yeah.
I think, Dr. Haig?
Yeah. Jody.
I think it's a blessing also that Carolyn did whatever singing we needed to do today.
Joey, I still think you need to do it all by yourself.
No
We'll cheer
speaking
you on.
English. No speaking English.
But you can sing English.
I remember one of the first time Joey was telling me initially, well, I don't like that singing. And then in one of the sessions, he goes, afterwards, man, that session was so good, I just had to sing,
Uh-huh.
And it's this, let's just, let it loose. Let's be like children Ask your inner child to come out and play with you. And, and we've been through that initially and walk with God, and that, the importance of let's laugh more, let's enjoy more, let's skip along here and let's sing, let's just sing and sing. And again, it's not about how your voice is or what, it's not about that. It's about you letting it out, showing your love. And the way that you show your love, whether it's singing or whatever, is the perfect way, as long as you're not being guarded. And so that's another one, is there's nothing to be guarded by. What's that, Becca? Is that a magical wand?
Yes, of course it's a magic wand. Just because maybe I needed, well, it works to activate my magic sometimes.
Awesome. Yeah. See, and all you need to do is believe that it's done on you, that, hey, I
believe in magic.
I believe in magic. Yeah. And so, it's really done. And I love, like, our archangels, there's 7 archangels, to be able to, I look at them with magic wands, and they just sprinkle, the angel dust on me. And it gets into my pores and my thoughts and my feelings, and just relax everything. We make such a big deal out of everything. And all we need to really do is rise above what? The committee. And so why don't we do that right now? And one of the ways, and the way to rise above the committee, is to think about what you want. And so let's get quiet. Again, if you're driving, don't close your eyes, but everybody else, that it's easier to go within. This is the kingdom within, as our new children's book is, that with our journey to paradise. And I just love those pictures and that painting. And look at the smiles on those kids there. I mean, Mia is just magical, and I miss her happy there. And that for us to just go within that. In that book, it talks about there's 2 worlds. There's the outside world and there's the inside world. And for us to have a better outside world, all we need is a better inside world about what we're thinking and how we're feeling. And so let's go there now. Let's relax, close our eyes, breathe in deeply. 5 seconds in, breathing in the breath of God. And then just release anything unwanted now from your breath, from you. Breathe in. And breathe out. And say to yourself, relax. The meek inherit the earth. And it is for us to become relaxed, at ease, to go to the kingdom within. Breathe in. And breathe out. Just become very relaxed. Start at the top of your head, your crown. Relax your crown. Relax your forehead. Remember, our mind, body, and spirit are all working together, playing, functioning together. So we start with our bodies, and we relax our eyes, we relax our jaws, relax our neck and our shoulders. Let relaxation, allow relaxation to flow down your arms, out your fingertips, feeling so relaxed, so happy, so in love with you, with all that is, and with each other. Relax now your throat, relax your lungs. Just amazing bodies we have, these functions, your respiratory system as you breathe in Breathing into your lungs and creating oxygen throughout your entire body, your bloodstream. Just incredibly magical who you are, what you are, what your body is, your mind is, what your spirit, which is your feelings are. Just get in touch with your beautiful, loving feelings. Relax your chest, relax your stomach, relax all of your organs, amazing organs that create this perfect health for all of us now. We allow our body to just create that health, that relaxation, that ease, and that peace is now upon us. As that flows down across our hips, down to our thighs, our knees, our calves, our ankles, and our feet. Feeling so relaxed, so loved. And now rise up above that committee. We now rise to be at one, the higher. Feeling that oneness. And when we're one with our higher power, God Almighty, and all that is, we are one with all our desires and all of our dreams, true right now. And now, your thoughts, let us put into your thoughts the amazing archangels. And we invite Archangel Michael in with your blue, beautiful, divine light and energy and angel dust as you help us to be the manifestors that we were born to be, to manifest our dreams coming true now. We also ask Archangel Michael to rise us above our fears, release those fears in one breath. Breathe in and release your fears and allow Archangel Michael to come in and have you, the master of manifestation, flows to you and in you and through you now. Feeling so good. Feeling so happy, so loved, so blessed. And we invite Archangel Raphael in your green, beautiful color, energy, and light that gives us health. That we now call forth mental health. We're healthier mentally in our thoughts, with better feeling thoughts, that we ask that you come into our emotions and for us to feel better. And that raises our vibration and takes us at one with God and all that is. We just love that we're healthier mentally, emotionally, and now physically. Just flow into every pore of our body, every organ, every system in our body functions perfectly now. We just love having invited a long and happy and healthy, wealthy life into our experience. And here it is now. And breathe in deeply. And now we invite Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel, with your white light, your angel of communication. Help us now be the angel of communication. Have us hear each other. Have us feel each other. Have us know what is being communicated to us by all of those that come to us, that we attract into our life. And then let us answer in an angelic, loving way, with the perfect answers and solutions for ourselves and for others, sharing our talents freely. Free now, free to share with everyone our skills, our talents, who we are, and what we have to offer. We just love being this angel of communication. Oh. And now we invite Archangel Chamuel in, and your pink, beautiful, divine, unconditional love, loving everything, no conditions, loving everyone and everything, taking that pink energy, that pink light, that pink angel dust, and just falling into every pore of our body, into every thought, every feeling. And we are now unconditional, loving each other, loving ourselves, loving this world, and knowing that everything is love. And now we invite Archangel Jophiel in with your beautiful golden light, your golden light and energy, and angel dust that goes into our minds and illuminate our minds. We ask for and call forth more answers, more solutions, more expansion of our creativity and our imagination to make our life big, bigger than big. With God, knowing that everything is possible, that we now ask for a bigger, more beautiful, more loving, more wonderful life. And here it is now, as we play in God's playground of imagination and expand our imagination and our creativity for more of the perfect answers and solutions for all of our dreams to come true now. Oh, for this we give thanks. We feel the presence of all God's beautiful, loving energies that come upon us. And now we invite Archangel Uriel and your beautiful red energy, your light, your angel dust of wisdom. Give us the wisdom to rise up, to walk at one with God, to vibrate at one with God and our desires, and just have us living the life that we had dreamed, that our souls had always wanted, to live it so freely and with the prize joy as ours. And we live it so wisely, have the wisdom in order to live the life that God wants us to live now, the one that we have asked for and now allow the Father to give it to us. And now we call forth Archangel Zadkiel. And Zadkiel, with your beautiful violet light and energy and angel dust of compassion and kindness, that sprinkle your compassion and kindness to make us compassionate and kind to ourselves, to each other, to the world, and everything from the past, present, and future, and everyone, the past, present, and future. We call upon compassion and kindness, Lord. And we now see the blessing in our lives that has been, that is now, and our bright futures that await us. Breathe in deeply and just relax and give thanks now for this amazing ability. The way that you have become enlightened today, more aware than ever, the powerful creators that every one of us are. Let us now rise up, rise God. Feel that love, that peace, and to ask for what we want, and then to have it. And for this, we give thanks, and this is now done. Amen. Ooh. I invite you back into the room. You have just raised your vibration now for evermore. Your vibrational set point has risen. You're closer to God than ever, closer to your desires than ever. And we are all going to have just a tremendous, amazing, magical week starting right now. Woo-hoo! So any closing thoughts, comments before Joey starts us with the singing?
I had one, Dr. Hank.
Hey, what's that mean?
I said I had a thought.
Okay, great.
This was just something that came to me a couple days ago when we were talking about how to allow.
Yeah.
And, that was one of the things I struggled with the most, was that getting into that feeling. But it came to me actually after doing the Joy Shop one morning, and I was just sitting there painting, and it came to me that, once you ask and you put it out there, you kind of let it go. The thing that's helped me is, at least in the last week, is realizing that all I have to think about is, like, I get excited thinking about the different ways that it can come.
Yeah.
And that there's so many infinite ways. I don't need to know the how it's going to come, but just the thought that it could come in any way, and it's going to be a surprise, and I'm going to love the way it comes. It puts you in that energy of expectancy a lot easier. And so that same day, I was like, you know what? It would be really great to get an art commission, like somebody who wants me to do a painting, and I get to co-create with them and bring their vision into life, which I really enjoy doing with people. Yeah. Literally in an hour, I had someone on Facebook. We've been friends forever on Facebook. She reached out to me. She's like, hey, do you do commissions? And I was like, well, I do. And within 30 minutes, I had a commission that I did. And I was like, wow. And I was just so excited that who knew it came through Facebook Messenger. I didn't even talk to her on the phone.
Oh my gosh, that's just fantastic. Congratulations. And yeah, that's how easy it is. We just ask for it, and it's wonderful to have money. Remember that, there's just this misunderstanding about money that in Christ's time, one of the ways for wealth was, represented by having a sheep under your eye. How many sheep did you have? And certainly the root of all evil is in this sheep that's in my hand. And the point is, and biblically, it's that put God first. God brings everything. And one of the gifts God brings is money. And that, and it does bring joy. And I've not seen anybody when I give them money to have joy. And so it's just all a matter of this allowing money in. We don't have to struggle anymore. That we can have it all. And so how beautiful, Mia, to just look at all the different ways of thinking, because you're in a state of allowing when you're thinking in all the different ways that God can deliver to you what you want. And as you do, God will deliver it in a magical way that none of us could ever figure out. Hallelujah. What a life. And with that, Joey says, we've invited our hearts in. And everybody, we've invited our hearts in. Now it's time for our dreams to begin.
Now it's time for our dreams to begin.
We are now leading with heart. We are now leading with heart. And this is how to live life smart.
And this is how to live life smart.
Sound off, our Master Heart family.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And so the next time when some magic happens, which is going to be any minute now, say yes, 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 and just put energy into it, and then you'll get even lots more. Okay?
Awesome. Be blessed, everyone.
Have
a great weekend.
Have a great
Love you,
week.
Dr. Hank.
Will be from here on out. Love you.
Thank you.
Take
Love
care.
you.
Bye-bye.